Hey leaders, welcome back to the Servant Minded Leadership channel. I'm curious, what are you having for lunch today? Let me know in the comments if you want. One of my favorite and most simple lunches involves just 4 things. Good old bread, usually some form of multigrain. Some roast beef. This is a new package I just got. I love me some Swiss cheese. And because it's just who I am, I like ranch as my favorite condiment. Roast beef, cheese, bread, condiments. What's that called? Maybe you're not a roast beef and Swiss kind of person. Maybe you're a provolone, ham and provolone, or a turkey and Swiss, or a cheddar and roast beef. I don't know. But regardless of what meat you use and regardless of what cheese you prefer, and definitely regardless of the condiments, we all call it the same thing, right? What's it called? It's called a sandwich. Do you know why? I didn't, so I looked it up the other day because I was just curious, like, where does the name sandwich come from? And I found out it's because this guy, this Earl of Sandwich was a place actually, the Earl of Sandwich liked his favorite lunch to be meat on bread. And so hundreds of years later, on a different continent, here we are now referring to meat and bread together being a sandwich. Silly story, I know, who cares? Why do I? Here's why. What are you doing today? What am I doing today that is as silly as the food that we eat, the lunch that we construct, that we're going to be remembered for in several hundred years around the world? I'd be willing to bet that the Earl of Sandwich had no notion when he had his servants throw some meat and bread together and bring it to him for lunch, that in several hundred years on a different continent with a completely different culture, people were going to be referring to meat, cheese, and bread as a sandwich. In fact, he probably didn't think about it at all, and I think that might be our biggest challenge, because any number of things that you and I are doing on a regular basis may someday be what we are known for. As leaders, we are absolutely making an impact. We are absolutely having an influence. We are leaving a legacy. The question is not, are we? The question is, what are we? Not are we making an impact, it's what impact are we making? Not are we leaving a legacy, it's what legacy are we leaving? It's not are we doing anything, it's what are we doing? What's the answer? What little thing are you doing today that could be talked about in hundreds of years? You ready for the scary part? I don't know. And neither do you. We don't know what it is. The Earl of Sandwich didn't know that that's what he was going to be remembered for, and you and I don't know what it is that we are going to be remembered for. And that is why, as tough as it is, we have to live a life of excellence. It's why, regardless of what we do, what we say, what we think about, we have to be holding ourselves to this ridiculously high standard that no human being can actually hold the whole time. And we have to be trying to maintain this life that anyone can look at and say, ha, that's what they do and that's what I'm gonna remember them for. It's not easy, but the fact that you're watching this channel is a pretty good indicator that that's what you'd like to be and that's what you'd like to do. And so I just want to encourage you, whether it's the lunch that you're eating, whether it's the words that you're speaking, the meeting that you're running, the goals that you're setting, whatever it is, keep doing it with excellence. Keep making it example worthy, and make it to where if in 200 to 300 years somebody wants to call that by your name, your family can be proud of the legacy you left. Thanks for joining us here on the Servant Minded Leadership Channel, where we are seeking to empower leaders like you to change the world.